and welcome back. It's SPF time. I know that I did a video about a year ago of my favourite facial SPFs. New stuff has come on the market, formulations get better every single year. I'm going to start from, these are all daily SPFs formulated to be worn under makeup. However, I feel that SPF should be no different to those that you would wear on holiday. You're not sunbathing. You're too smart to sunbathe. Don't make the mistakes I made when I was younger. I presume you're with a book under an umbrella. However, if you're going on holiday, why do you need a separate SPF to go sightseeing as you would to wear on the beach or under an umbrella or playing with your children or swimming? These are all good enough and high enough to stand up to being worn year round, and probably with the exception of one of them, they do work well under makeup. And I'm going to work from the lightest formulation to the heaviest formulation. But actually, do you know what? All of these are super light, pleasant to use. I hate smelly, greasy, occlusive SPFs. So I think all of these, probably bar maybe one or two, can be used by all skin types, including men, and on your children. Shall we start? Let's start at the beginning. It's a very good place to start. I'm going to start with something that men are going to absolutely love. This is MURAD Invisiblur Perfecting Shield SPF 30, and it gets a PA rating of 3, which means it also gives good UVA rating. So it's a good broad spectrum SPF. It is a silicone gel. That means that it's unlike anything else here. It doesn't really have any truly hydrating, occlusive, oil-based, humectant ingredients in it. It is purely a silicone gel, and when I say that, I mean that. So it comes out like that, and it is a clear, you'll feel it straight away, you'll know the feeling. It's a velvet light silicone gel. And it actually gives the most beautiful soft focus finish to skin. So it will literally bounce back light. If you've ever seen any of those silicone gels that, I mean, it makes your skin look amazing. If you've ever seen any of those silicone gels that you use to put on pores or you put on fine lines. Now here's the thing, amazing won't sit under makeup. You'd almost have to dab this on top of makeup. So this is in place of makeup. I'm also going to do another video on tinted SPFs, which I think actually are perfect if you want to go on holiday. You need a little bit of coverage or colour with an SPF as well, but that's separate to this. So this is for your man, for yourself. If you're on the beach, you want your skin to look soft, focused and gorgeous, and you want an SPF. It's MURAD, it's amazing, it feels velvety. The minute you try to put anything on top of this, this is going to pill and roll off. But you kind of don't need to. You're on holiday, relax, enjoy yourself. If you can afford it, this is soft focus SPF. Gorgeous, like Vaseline on a lens. That's what they used to use in the olden Hollywood days to make things soft focus, by the way. It doesn't have the feel of Vaseline at all. It's got that gorgeous demi-matte soft focus finish. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product. And it's what I rely on often when I go on holiday. And I just don't want to look sweaty and gunky and messy. And your skin will just look the best version of itself on that day while you're wearing it. It's a lovely product. Moving up. Do you know what? The lightest SPF I found on the market that isn't silicone, that will sit under your makeup, is Beauty Pie. This is ultralight UVA UVB SPF 25, and it's one of those little tiny shakers. Gorgeous packaging, really lovely, super lightweight. Looks like that, comes out in a liquid form. This is almost like a serum. It is hydrating, but oh my God, it goes in so quickly, so easily, sits beautifully under makeup. Yet again, I should be able to identify that smell and tell you almost the SPF factory they've sourced that from, because that's the smell of summer holidays. It's a great product. If you have skin like mine, that what I would do is I would put my hyaluronic acid on first, or my antioxidant first. I would put that on, and then I put my makeup on and get ready to go, or I just put that on and I'd leave it on. Once you've put your antioxidants and your hyaluronic acid in, that's the place to put your SPF. People that say put it over makeup, that obviously doesn't make sense, hence the fact that I'm going to introduce you in a separate video to tinted SPFs that kind of perform the function of makeup. Beauty Pie, you've done it again, it's gorgeous. Next product I'm really loving, I'm loving also the MURAD Essential C Day Moisture SPF 30. Again, this is probably designed to be a daily moisturiser, but I think it makes a really nice SPF. You're probably not going to wear it as thickly as you would a normal thick gunky SPF. You're not lying out in the sun. If you are lying out in the sun, or you're going to be out in the sun all day every day, you should be looking at SPF 50 anyway. This is gorgeous. That Howard Murad is based on the west coast of America. He sure can formulate a nice SPF. This is very lightweight, serum lotion, beautiful. It's got skin brightening antioxidant properties in as well. In other words, it's your one-stop shop. You do not need to put an antioxidant underneath this. Howard, that's Dr. Murad, you've done it again. Lovely, so nice. Now, do you know there's a new La Roche-Posay SPF 50? Now this is what you need if you're going to go scuba diving, water skiing. You're going to be out with the kids all day on the beach. You're not going to be able to escape the sun and you want something lightweight. That is the sound of a super lightweight serum that is being mixed, ready to use. And this is their new La Roche-Posay Shaker Fluid, Invisible Ultra Resistant. Now, interestingly enough, I don't think it's that invisible. I do think it gives a slight, and now bearing in mind my skin year round, I mean, I haven't been in the sun for over 6 months. That's just the colour of my skin, I'm afraid. It's, as I turn it to the light here now, do you know what it actually looks like? It actually looks like a trendy sort of highlighter, which a lot of people might quite like. You've got that sort of soft shimmer mineral in it that reflects the light. Unscented, obviously it's La Roche-Posay, it's the perfect size to put in your handbag. It's a lovely product. I really like it. That is their lightest formulation yet. Your Good Skin. Your Good Skin have an SPF 30 antioxidant day cream. Again, it's a one-stop shop. It has all your antioxidants in it. You could put your hyaluronic acid first, put it on, you're ready to go. This, even though it's in a tube, and you're kind of looking at it thinking that doesn't look that sophisticated, to me it looks like it's going to be quite rich and creamy. It isn't. I promise you, it isn't. It is more hydrating. Don't forget, we're going up in the hydration stakes, but that would make a lovely everyday moisturiser, and as such, it makes a lovely everyday summer moisturiser with an SPF 30 in it. However, apply twice as much as you would normally under your makeup, and you are going to get a great real SPF 30 in it. This is the argument with all of these SPFs. You know that to get the SPF on that label, you have to apply a lot of it, more than you possibly would. Now that's the argument for using an SPF 50. It's not that you're going to get an SPF 50, it's just that you're probably going to come in an SPF 20, SPF 25 if you're applying half as much as you should. I don't know anybody but a dermatologist who actually applies the amount of SPF they should be applying. So just remember, whatever you're applying it, you're probably only applying half as much and getting half the protection. So that's the reason for using a high SPF. So SPF 30, you're probably going to get an SPF 15, but you're reapplying it and you're wearing a hat, and I presume you're wearing a little bit of makeup on top, and let's be honest here, you're not sitting in the sun, are you? Drunk Elephant have done a really nice SPF. This is their UMBRA Sheer Physical Daily Defense. Obviously she doesn't like chemical SPFs. It's great for men and women whose eyes itch and irritate and water if they wear an SPF, and that is purely the chemicals from the SPF wicking into your eyes. This is much less likely to happen if you have a mineral or a physical block. When I say chemical, everything is a chemical obviously, but things are known as physical blocks or chemical blocks, mineral blocks or chemical blocks. It's just ugly, clumsy language. This I really like. This is a great product. If you want a zinc dioxide base without chemical SPFs in, if your skin is sensitized, if you want it to be unscented, if you want to protect your skin, if you suffer from heat rash, if you suffer from irritability or itchy skin in the sun, if your eyes water, this is the one for you. This is, again, a super lightweight lotion. Really lightweight, not overly inclusive. Just, this would make a gorgeous daily lotion on your skin. Unscented. Oh, I do love an unscented SPF. If you're going to go in the sun, you're automatically going to risk irritation. Why would you put fragrance into a sun cream? Moving up, I feel like at this point I need to mention some budget buys. And the reason is because people always say to me, obviously with the exception of Beauty Pie, if you remember, that's really reasonably priced. What's the difference between expensive beauty products and cheap beauty products? And it's actually not the active ingredients. More often than not, it's the packaging or it's the formulation. It's the carriers. So traditionally, more budget-friendly SPFs have been thick and occlusive and not very nice, but things are changing. This is SEBIA Clear Cream SPF 50, and this is a very high protection sun cream, and I know you're looking at it thinking that's going to be super rich, and it's not. It's really, really, really nice. Comes out again in a lotion. It goes on fairly thick. Now, don't forget, we are getting heavier as we're going further up the line, but unscented, goes in really, really quickly, really easily. At this point, you don't really need to add moisture because this has got all the hydration you need. You want to make sure that your skin is protected all day, every day. It's a great one. LUMENE. LUMENE have a really lovely SPF. This is their NORDIC HYDRA Day Fluid. It's an SPF 30 UVA, UVB and PA rating. And again, it's a nice product. It's super lightweight. If you love LUMENE skincare, you're going to love this. You know, I'm layering these on. None of this is thick. None of it's gunky. None of it's sticky. Look, my skin doesn't look oily. I don't look like a sort of, you know, cricketer with sort of white marks across my face. These are all beautifully formulated products. That's lightly fragranced, but not too heavily fragranced. So that's the LUMENE NORDIC HYDRA Day Fluid SPF 30. Let's go super budget. This is SOLAIT SPF 50 Plus. It's in a little tube that you can carry with you. Again, I looked at it, I must admit, instantly I thought it was going to be heavy. It's not. It's a really, really lovely product. It's getting slightly thicker at this point, and I'm beginning to run out of pieces of skin to test it on. So let's put it on my chest. You can see that took slightly longer to go in, but that's not uncomfortable. That's a lot lighter than most body lotions. Formulas have come a long way in the last 5 or 6 years. There's no reason to be sitting there like an oil slick. By the way, totally separate from this, Clarins have reformulated and repackaged all of their SPFs. And I gave a friend of mine the SPF 30 gel. She's in Jamaica at the moment. She loves it. She's utterly and completely obsessed. So I need to go out and buy that again and test that myself. She said to me, have you got a lightweight SPF? I don't want to feel sticky. I don't want to feel occlusive. My husband doesn't want to use a heavy SPF. I don't want to use a heavy SPF on the girls. She's loving it, absolutely loving it. She made a point of coming back to me and saying that Clarins SPF Gel 30 is amazing. Anyway, that's body, not face. Kiehl's have a really nice SPF. This is their Ultralight Daily UV Defense, and this is the Aqua Gel one. Look for the Aqua Gel, that's the lightest one there is. This is an SPF 50, gets full rating, full protection. They call it a gel, they call it a light protection. This is definitely the heaviest one I've used so far, but it would suit anybody with dry skin. Unscented, for men, for women. I'd happily use that on a child. At this point, we're getting slightly richer in texture. I've got 2 more that I want to mention, and I feel like I have done a romp through them, but remember, from the beginning, they were the lightest, and they're coming up to the heaviest, but none of them are heavier and occlusive. I want to introduce you to a range called ALTRUIST, which was started by 2 dermatologists because they argued that SPF is the single most important step you can do for your skin, so why do they cost so much money? There's an SPF for the body, and this is the one for the face. This is Dermatologist Sunscreen ALTRUIST SPF 50, and it's, if you're listening, founders of ALTRUIST, please do a lighter one for women that don't like heavy creams. This is a richer cream, but again, it goes in really nicely. Do you know what that smells like? That smells just like that one there, which is also an SPF 50, isn't it? Let's be honest here. I'm sure somewhere down the line, this is all basically, or a lot of this stuff, unless it's completely different, like the MURAD one, the Invisibler, they're all going to be sourced from similar places. That is, it goes in easily, it's nice to use, you wouldn't need a moisturiser on top, I would put an antioxidant underneath it, it's really reasonably priced. Please. And then finally, Dermalogica have an SPF 30. That's the richest one of the lot. It sits around the same feeling on the skin, the same skin feel as the ALTRUIST. For me, it's not something I would wear every single day, but it's a lovely product. But I would definitely go on holiday with it, and I'd feel comfortable in that. Relatively unscented, might have a hint of a fragrance about it, but nothing here smells like coconuts or margaritas or all those things. This is serious SPF for your face. If you're on a budget, I'm going to give a shout out to Beauty Pie. I'm going to give a shout out to Your Good Skin. I'm going to give a shout out to SVR because they are all really reasonably priced. I'm going to give a shout out to the SOLAIT SPF 50. So there are your budget ones. But run this video back to the beginning and watch it again. Oily skins, look for the ones I mentioned at the beginning. Skins like mine, pretty much could use all of them, to be honest. Look for the ones I sat in the middle. If you've got anybody that's got slightly drier skin, they can use the products I mentioned at the ends. They are the ones that you're going to use if you're on a budget. Again, some of these are formulated to be worn every day. Do you notice where I go every day? I don't see why an SPF that you wear every day should be any less efficient or any less able to protect your skin than something that you wear on holiday. And if you look at the SPFs that are formulated for everyday use, they are going to be lighter and more pleasant to use. You're going to find them in the skincare aisle, not necessarily in the SPF aisle. And they are your 4 budget-friendly options. So that is SVR, Boots Your Good Skin, Beauty Pie, a thumbs up Beauty Pie, and SOLAIT own brand. Guys, I'm telling you straight away, you are going to love MURAD. You are absolutely going to love MURAD. Coming next, tinted SPFs. SPFs in compacts that you can use either in place of makeup or you can layer on over makeup. None of these are going to layer on over makeup really, maybe with the exception of that one. Somebody's just set off an alarm. I think that's a time for me to shut up. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's a good update on SPFs. I'm going to do body SPFs and I'm going to do tinted bit. Oh, there you go. The alarm's gone off. I'm going to do body SPFs because I do think for a body, you need a spray. It's gotta be easy, right? It's gotta be like shh and out the door. And for faces, I'm going to look at tinted SPFs. SPFs that blur that line literally and physically between makeup and an SPF. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you found this interesting. It's hard to find good SPFs and I've done a lot of testing before I narrowed it down to these ones.